Immigrants legally here,
I think
and those who are not here.
To 40 million with illegals.
So, do you think that people are biologically predisposed to commit crimes?
No, I think there are cultures that are obviously deficient. And if they weren't deficient, you wouldn't be sitting in America interviewing me. I'd be sitting in Mexico. You fled that culture because there are a lot of problems with that culture. Hopefully it can be changed, but we can share our culture with other nations without bringing all of their people here. When you bring the people here, you bring those cultures here. That includes honor killings. It includes uncles raping their nieces. It includes dumping litter all over.
I read the whole book.
It includes not paying your taxes. It includes paying bribes to government officials. That isn't our culture. You can see the successful cultures in the world. They have been studied ad infinitum. America is the best in the world, and we are about to lose it. And everyone who lives here is going to lose that. And the people who are going to suffer the most are the weak ones. It's the women, it's the children, it's the animals, it's the plants. No country has ever had the sort of respect for women that Anglo-America does, and that is going out the door.
I read the whole book, and I think you're afraid of 2044. In 2044, non-Hispanic whites will become a minority, and you don't want that.
Well, I do think the whole country will be changed when it becomes a
but what's wrong with diversity?
White country.
What's wrong?
It's not diversity.
So you don't want people like me? No, you don't want people like me here.
No, it's not diversity. It's Mexican. One third of all immigrants come from one country. That is not diversity.
Your family came from Ireland, right?
No,
It's a European.
Mostly settlers, yeah, not immigrants.
All right. So do you want in the late 1800s and in the early 1900s there were signs, Nina signs, that said no Irish need apply?
No, that's nonsense. It turns
so you want us to go back to those days?
No, that isn't true. I don't know what that has to do with anything. But the point is, before Teddy Kennedy's 1965 Immigration Act, there was more diversity in immigration. Diversity should mean we take an equal number from all the countries in the world. I think that would be a stupid policy, but that would at least be diversity. Still talking. That's not what we're doing now. We are taking 30% of all legal immigrants from Mexico, 60% of all illegal immigrants from Mexico. Instead of taking 5% or more from 7 different countries, which was the case before 1965,
mostly European countries that you
want. We're taking them all from Mexico. Well, okay, but
so your problem is with Mexicans, but not with Europeans.
No, you said what's the matter with diversity. I'm telling you, it's not diversity. I'm just getting our facts straight. And no, I didn't want to live in Mexico.
So
I don't want to live in Ireland. I don't want to live in Scotland. I wanted to live in America. Why don't liberals? Why do you think that the Mexicans who fled here want to recreate Mexico here? No, it helps your power because your media desirability goes up a lot. But you're not speaking for the immigrants who came here from Mexico. They left Mexico. They came to
it's an economic situation. It's simply an economic situation. They come here because there are thousands of American companies who hire them, and because there are millions of Americans, including you, who benefit from their work.
It's more than economic because you have something like 2.4 trillion people in the world living on like $2 a year. They'd all like to come here. Mexico happens to be within walking distance. So you're the one who's discriminating against the poor Bangladeshis who would love to come here, but they can't walk across the border. Why should we discriminate against them?
So let me just say this at the end.
It is not diversity. It is just changing our culture without checking with the American people into Mexico.
Let me just finish with this. So you think there are way too many immigrants in this country?
It's not only that there are way too many, we're getting immigrants who are immediately going on welfare, who are committing crime. No immigrants should be committing crime.
The majority of immigrants are not terrorists or criminals.
The number should be 0. Why would you invite? Look, we can't do anything about our own underclass. We can't do anything about native criminals. We can do something about people we're inviting into our country.
So let me just give you this number. So you're concerned about immigrants coming here. The number of foreign-born population, the percentage foreign-born population, 1900s it was 13.6%. In 1910, 14.7%. Right now, 13%. In other words, the percentage of the foreign-born population in this country hasn't changed. So you're crying wolf.
No,
there's no problem.
You didn't listen to my last answer. It isn't just the fact of immigration. It's the immigrants we're getting. It is also a fact that the immigrants before 1970 were more likely to graduate.
So you're concerned about Latino immigrants.
Immigrants were more likely to graduate from college, were more likely to make more money, were less likely to be on welfare, were more likely to own their own homes. Post 1970, upside
That is not
down.
true. Second generation, no.
100% true.
Second generation Latinos,
Not true. Not true. Not
tend
true.
to get
Third
better jobs,
generation are the,
better
than
salary,
their parents, not than the native population.
better salaries.
No,
they
no,
go
no.
to college. You
no,
have
this
4
is-
million Latinos
No,
who
this
have
is a
bachelor's
famous
degrees. This is
fallacy of composition. You're
1.4
saying
million
better
Latinos
than-
who have
Wait,
PhDs
better
or
than
master's
what?
degrees.
Better than what? Better than their parents.
Better
not
than
better
their
than the
parents.
native population.
Better than their parents. That's second
Who
generation
cares?
Latinos.
Their parents are
It's not- who cares,
we're
Ann?
utter peasants. Doing better than their parents isn't
And
better than the native population.
Second generation Latinos are doing much better.
I
Are
just
doing
want
much
viewers to
better
understand better
than
than is their
the parents. Of course.
No, we're not in an international humanitarian process here. American government should be protecting the American people, not helping out the people of the world. This isn't an international charity mission.
Well,
The
that's
fact that we
that's
can
the
get
tradition
the
in this
second
country, and
generation to do
this is
better than their parents.
this is a country
No,
that
we want
was
them
formed
doing
by
better
immigrants,
than
including
the
your family
Americans
and my
already
family.
here.
We all came from another country. We all came from
I didn't
another
come
country.
from another country.
Well, your family did.
No, it didn't.
Of course it did.
No, it didn't.
Of course it did.
There was no, it did not. My family came from America because there was no America until they came.
Okay, before your parents,
There's
they
a
came from
difference
somewhere.
if they taught American history,
Let's
which
do one thing.
apparently they don't. The first people here back in the 1600s were not immigrants. They were settlers. They came to a society or a continent
They came
that
from another
had
country.
no country. They created this country. The Dutch, mostly the British, created America.
So they came from-
were not immigrants.
So-
nor were the first 17 presidents.
family
weren't
came from
immigrants.
another
They were
country,
settlers.
so did mine.
No, they
So-
weren't. My relatives are American.
All right, let's take a break.
You are a cultural imperialist.
Thank you so much. And